Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone, Azim here. I hope all of you are feeling well today. In today's video, we will discuss about sport education in pedagogy. As usual, before we dive into the video, let me explain the content. Is sport education. Sport education is a teaching approach that emphasizes using games to help students improve their abilities, knowledge, and positive attitudes. This approach engages students in both the theoretical and practical aspects of sport and physical activity. You might wonder what theoretical and practical mean in sport education. Theoretical refers to understanding why and how sports are played. For example, as a referee, you learn the rules such as fouls and offsides. Practicals means actively participating in a sport. For instance, you call out fouls and officiate a football match. Sport education aims to promote a deep understanding of these aspects by mimicking real-world sporting environments. By highlighting all elements of a sport, this model provides students with a more genuine and holistic learning experience. In this teaching method, students can take on various roles such as referee, coach, physiologist, and captain. Now, let me tell you all about what happened in our sport education class, peer teaching class recently. It was such a fun and interactive sessions. So we start off with the teacher explaining the ABM. This was the framework for our activity that day. After the explanation, we were divided into 4 groups, and each group was named after a football club. Group 1 was Manchester United, Group 2 was Manchester City, Group 3 was Chelsea, and Group 4 was Tottenham. I thought it was such a cool touch to name the group after football club, especially since the themes of the day sessions was all about futsal. Once the group was set, the teacher handed out these pieces of paper to each one of us. Now, this wasn't just any paper, it assigned us specific roles to take on during the sessions. The roles included referee, physiologist, medic, and linesman. Each role had its own set of responsibilities to help us understand how teamwork and specific functions contribute to the game. Well, guess what? I got assigned as the referee. This meant I had to take on the role of officiating a game, which was a completely new experience for me. As a referee, my job was to ensure the match was played fairly. I had to know the rules well, stay sharp, and blow the whistle whenever there was a foul or anything that broke the rules. Now, I just realized I forgot to mention something super important about our peer teaching class session, which is the ABM that the teacher explained to us. It was all about the rules and responsibilities tied to the roles we were assigned. Now, let me break it down for you. The teacher explained to us by showing the ABM and explaining that each role had a specific purpose that contributed to the overall experience. For example, the coach wasn't just there for show. They had to carefully analyze the game, come up with strategies, and guide the teams to perform better. And we had the medic, who played a crucial role in taking care of our players if they happened to get injured. While the game was ongoing, the medic were like the backbone of the team's well-being. And of course, there was the referee. Their job was to ensure the game ran smoothly by understanding the rules and knowing exactly when to blow the whistle, especially when a foul occurred. The whole idea of this ABM was to make us experience what it's like to have these roles in a real game situation. It really gave us a sense of responsibility and teamwork, and I think that's what made the sessions so interesting. Alright, so after all the setup and the roles assignments, it was finally time for the peer teaching session to start. Each group kicked things off with a warm-up session, and for my group, Alisa, who was assigned as our coach, took charge. She led us through the warm-up routines, and honestly, she did a great job keeping the energy up and was making sure everyone was ready to go. During this time, the teacher wasn't actively instructing us, but instead, they took on the role of a facilitator. They were walking around, observing, and stepping in only when they needed to correct any mistakes Alisa or the rest of us made. It was really interesting to see how the teacher gave us the freedom to manage our roles while still being there to guide us when necessary. It made the whole experience feel hands-on and practical. Okay, so before we jump into the actual futsal game, the teacher gave us a mini skill session to get us prepared. First, we learned the basic of passing, controlling, and shooting the ball. For controlling the ball, we use these designated markers placed around the court to practice moving it smoothly. Then we worked on shooting and passing by aiming for the goalpost, which was honestly harder than it looked. Once we wrapped up that practice session, it was time to put everything we learned into actions. Our task was to officiate and play in a real futsal match. My group, which is Manchester United, went up against Group 3, which was Chelsea. But instead of the usual 6v6 games, we played 4v4 since we were only using half of the court. But since each group had 6 people, but the game only needed 4 players on the court, that's when our assigned roles came into play. The 2 members who weren't playing had to step into the roles and take charge. For example, if you were the medic, you have to be ready to assist an injured player. If you were the coach, your job was to analyze the game and give strategies to help the team win. It was such a cool way to make sure everyone stayed involved, even if they weren't actively playing in that match. Alright, so after the first game ended, we get a quick 1-minute water break to catch our breath before the next match started. This time, the teacher decided to spice things up with a 6v6 game. To make it work, my group, Group 1, teamed up with Group 2, while Group 3 joined forces with Group 4. It was so exciting to see how combining the teams can change the dynamics of the game. For the remaining players outside of the court, they had to fully embrace the assigned roles, whether that was as a medic, coach, or a linesman. Second, they act as a substitute in case a player got injured or was too tired to continue. After that intense game, the teacher wrapped our peer teaching class with a proper PNF cooling down sessions. It really helped us stretch out and recover after all the actions on the court. Once we were done, the teacher officially handed the class over to Dr. Fahim for the closure. That's it for my content today. I hope you all learned a thing or two about sport education. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on pedagogy and learning. See ya.